And we're live, everyone. This is amateurgamer, and I'll be returning to amateur casting Age of Empires 2D, and the first thing I see is 3 villagers working on a single house. I mean, I don't think that's the wrong way to do it, but I recall you could build 2 houses, but you know, who am I to judge? What the heck is going on? Why are they garrisoning? Okay, so for yellow we have 8 sheep. I think that's 8 playing as the Turks. Ooh, haven't seen the Turks. And for blue we have Stan playing as Slavs. Oh wait, no, the 8 is, wait, the underscore is part of the name? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm guessing this is like player 8, so it's under dash sheep. So, and the other one is just, I already forgot. It's kind of funny. I was watching a video about short-term memory, and I'm like, I don't have that. Well, I don't have great short-term memory. Anyways, let's talk about the Civs. Let's not talk about my deteriorating mental state because I don't want to know. Anyways, Turks, yeah. I mean, I've seen them maybe twice. Once the player won with Janissary because the other player just wasn't ready. So, Gunpowder Civ, Gunpowder plus 25% hit points to Gunpowder unit. But they come so late, right? I mean, the Cannoneer is Gunpowder. And then there's their unique unit, Janissary. I don't even know if some of these are not considered I mean, this is considered, yeah, it's a siege weapon. So really just 2 units have more HP. And researching gunpowder technology costs 50% less. And chemistry is free. So chemistry is under university. I think it gives more damage and range. Have +1 attack strength. That's it? I thought it was more than that, but I must have forgot. Gold miners work faster. Okay, that's more useful. The thing about gunpowder units is they come online later. So if you're facing someone like the Goths, you know, the civilization with earlier bonuses, it can be military bonuses. It can be rough, but even earlier economic bonuses can matter a lot. Like the Franks, right? The forage bushes, it matters. Like having that much food and be able to advance sooner. And light cavalry and hussar upgrades free. Oh, so that's how they compensated. They compensated by giving you the opportunity to actually raid the enemy sooner. Wait, what? Someone lost. Oh, did the yellow lose a villager? Because they still have their scouts, so I'm assuming yellow lost a villager. Oh, that's gonna die. Yeah, you don't run in that direction. Well, I guess they're even. Both sides lost a unit. Anyways, let's go back to this. Janissary, yeah, no minimum range, so I mean you still don't want your enemy to get too close. Though it's interesting that they're weak versus archers. I guess their range, their range is good. It's just I guess they fire slower, so archers could devastate them. Yeah, they don't have that much health. Even with 25% more, this is like 50 health, which is still nothing. And cavalry archers, what the heck? You have a gunpowder civ that has a unique tech that gives cavalry archer more HP. How does that even work? That doesn't even seem like. I mean, if you want to counter enemy archers so your Janissary can thrive, you would go for skirmishers, right? Like, if that was a skirmish, I can understand, right? You're trying to cover your weakness. But going for cavalry archers seems a bit odd. Of course, to be fair, they don't have arbalists, so I don't know. It's very weird. And they are artillery +2 range, bombard tower, bombard cannons, and bombard galleons. Okay. So if they're able to get bombard cannons out in reasonable numbers and attack from afar, you're going to have a hard time getting to them. Actually, wait. They have 12, so that'd be 14 range. I think trebuchet is still further range. Yeah, 16. But 14 from bombard cannon is pretty solid. Because I think all the upgrades that apply to trebuchets also apply to bombard cannons. So we have blue entering feudal age first, but quite a bit actually. Because yellow is about halfway, well, slightly more than halfway. Blue is getting... Well, who's blue again? Okay. Blue is the Slavs. Right, Slavs have farmers work faster. I mean, 10%, it will add up, but it feels like a very small bonus, just saying. Like, compare that to the Mongolian hunter work faster. I think that's 15%. And the Franks 25% faster forager work rate. I mean, I could see how this could eventually add up, but yeah. And supplies are free and siege workshop units cheaper. So the question, we are seeing a stable. Okay. So we might be seeing a bit of a rush. Maybe. You are going for an archer range. Interesting. I mean, really, yellow just need to go for some spears and they'll be fine. Really, they're going for... Huh, that is very interesting. So we do see this scout cavalry. It kind of sucks that your enemy knows that you have units garrisoned there. Right? It would be better if it's a surprise. Boyar cavalry, I don't remember these guys. Resistant to melee attack. So they're not bad against melee units. They could tank some hits from range, but they're not quite built for that. Monks +3 armor and pierce armor. I mean, do they really have enough HP? I mean, it could add up, right? But they don't feel like a monk civ. So some of these bonuses, I mean, I can understand if they're related to something historical or something somewhat historical or stereotypes. But yeah, some of these kits are just so weird. And then infantry damage adjacent units. That just seems pretty amazing. Of course, I mean, you have the Turks who Janissaries are pretty good against melee units. So there is that. So we do see spears coming out. Yeah, honestly, when you look at the way they're... Oh, what do you call it? The way they're walled in, this is actually not bad. Alright, everything is somewhat protected. They have to go through this town center. So that kind of backfired. But the good thing about scout cavalry is, to a certain extent, they can defend against archers. Yeah, yellow is investing a lot into archers. The question is blue getting, yes, archer range. So if blue gets some skirmishers, I think they'll be fine. And at that point, it's basically, actually does, yeah, that's a lot of archers there. Does both sides have loom? Because I mean, I've casted short games where essentially you have a side that doesn't have loom, and man, does it backfire. Yeah, why are you still pushing here? Now the question is, are they getting skirmishers? Oh, wow, blue is actually like counter. Oh my god, this lion is, I don't know what kind of lion this is, but man, it's agile. It can zigzag all day long. Oh, blue is definitely gonna lose some villagers. Blue isn't. Ooh, that's a lot of villagers lost actually, which is not good, right? Like blue has a counter, well, to a certain extent. If yellow's not paying attention, I mean they did lose 2, but honestly I feel like even if blue cleared this out, the villagers lost have more than made up for it. Now I wouldn't say a break even, but it definitely will slow blue down a lot. When you look at, really, even after losing all of those villagers, blue still has an advantage. That is very interesting. I mean, the funny thing is, if blue go for like skirmishers, they'll be able to deal with the Janissaries too, right? Yeah, yellow invested a lot into archers. Now archers, how much gold do they cost? A fair amount, 45, yeah. I love how this scout cavalry is just tanking the hits like nothing. Like is yellow just not paying attention? Oh. I mean, they are definitely disrupting everything, so these archers are definitely a pain to deal with. And if yellow isn't paying attention, that's gonna be a lot of dead archers. I mean, blue has to keep giving chase. I don't think that's gonna happen. Wow, blue is already going to castle age. That is pretty crazy. Like, it seems weird to me because yellow's the one putting pressure, and yet blue seems to still be getting, like, coming out ahead. Oh. Yeah, you definitely want to clear them out, because you don't want your opponent, you don't want their archers to grow in numbers. Yeah, let's speed it up. Will they be able to intercept? Oh. Blue. You definitely don't want to lose more villagers to this. I love how these two archers are still attacking. So we have a town center here and a town center here. I love how they can't catch up. I guess skirmishers are a bit slower. And the question is, will yellow build town centers? Or will yellow go for... That's what I was thinking. Will they go for a castle? That is... I mean, Janissaries are good. Unless... Wait, did the knight die? I was gonna say, Janissaries are good unless your opponent have skirmishers. Because I think they're pretty expensive. Like, if I see my opponent with skirmishers, I am not going for Janissaries. Oh, yeah, it's going to be... Skirmishers only food and wood, right? Yes. Yeah, they're basically trash units. Oh, they still don't have crossbows? Huh, yellow is making some interesting... Oh, this is not an engagement. I mean, at this point, there's no point pulling it out. They're dead. Well, that's good for blue because that alleviates a lot of pressure. And actually, I actually don't know how well Janissaries will do against knights. Where the hell did they go? The annoying thing about this color is like it's not the easiest to spot on the minimap. Not for me at least. But that's my problem. It's not the game's problem. Yeah, if blue just go for more elite skirmishers? Damn, okay. These Janissaries are not gonna do too well. I mean, they hit pretty hard, but yeah, it's not a good trade just because. Okay, so if you focus, they could do pretty well, but yeah, that's a lot of resources. I think they killed like one knight and like 2 skirmishers, and that's like the bulk of yellow's forces. So I mean, the castle will help defend to a certain extent, but yeah, this is definitely interesting. I'm surprised they're not attacking that villager. Oh, we have camel riders. Interesting. So both sides are okay. They didn't. Why would you send your skirmishers in? That's stupid. Camel riders might not be amazing against archer units, but against skirmishers, they're pretty good. That Janissary gets to live. Good for you. Imperial Age already for blue? I know blue is like, well, I'm not getting threatened. But the question is, what is... So is blue gonna go for like spear line? I actually don't know what blue is doing. Blue should be like, oh. I mean, don't tell me blue is still gonna go for knights against... Yeah, that is still a lot of resources lost. I mean, they could... I mean, Cavalry Riders still kind of counters Boyar. I mean, they do have more melee armor. Okay, Siege Workshop. So, take advantage of the cheaper... Yeah, they should be going for, like, spears, honestly. Halberdiers. Halberdiers and skirmishers will actually counter most of what Slav have. And the fact that Turks. And the fact that yellow still hasn't started, what do you call it, Imperial Age is really bad news. Yeah, already got Halberdier. They are being attacked. Okay, I see. Oh, you don't want to fight Halberdiers. I mean, you could win with numbers, but it's not a great trade. Yeah, that monk stood no chance. I love how now that it's sped up, it's like really laggy. Oh, looks like blue won't be able to take advantage. I'll be Imperial Age first. I mean, they are building up their forces. If blue just builds a castle here, it'll be... Really? That trebuchet is gonna go forward unescorted? That is rather foolish. Yep, there goes that trebuchet. Why would you send it forward unescorted? This is so stupid. On so many levels. And of course, yellow is gonna go for bombard cannons. I feel like blue lost a perfectly good opportunity. Janissaries. Really, it's all... Well, I mean, Okay, onagers can deal with the Janissary, yes. They're doing more friendly damage. That is hilarious. Oh my god, blue is doing a horrible job protecting important units. That's for sure. Yeah, they have to keep moving. Yeah, it's going to be quite messy. Wow, imagine, yeah, all those onagers didn't really pay for themselves. I feel like blue lost out on a very important window where they could have done a ton. Ooh, oh, that's, if those hit. Oh, that is really bad for yellow. Because losing that, I mean, yes, bombard cannons are not bad, but if your opponent is just charging in like this, you might not have what it takes to... Why are you pulling back? Oh my god, blue is... Like, honestly, I feel like blue should constantly push halberdiers because they're these cheap, you know, trash units. And in the meantime, force your opponent. I mean, yes, Janissaries are pretty good against halberdiers, but I mean, they're cheap. They're kind of expendable. And meanwhile, you allow your trebuchets to do what they need to do. And get some onager to support. Okay, this is looking better. Because let's face it, Janissaries are expensive. They're not something you can just get a ton of easily. Yeah, you definitely want to go for the enemy siege workshops. Yeah, they are losing so much. I mean, if yellow isn't managing the Janissaries well, it's actually not great. So the extra range on the bombard cannon is actually pretty solid. Why are you packing it up? It's not gonna survive. By the time it's targeted, it's kind of screwed, just saying. Where the hell? Oh, hand cannoneer. I was like, where did you come from? I'm surprised they're targeting the market. I will honestly target the stable because it's more of a threat at this point. But yeah, right now it's just... Actually, let's look at... Okay, so both sides have too many villagers. But blue... Oh my god, they got dragged into this. Yeah, it's... I feel like... Yeah, blue is doing more friendly damage, so... Not the smartest thing to do. And meanwhile, they're not protecting their other units. Why don't you build closer? That always... Well, to be fair, I mean, your opponent does have bombard cannons. So it's not great. Oh, yeah, you don't want to... Wait, why are they switching over to hand cannoneers? Are they cheaper? Slightly. I mean, they're still pretty expensive. But yeah, if yellow gets enough bombard cannons and is able to hold the line... Yeah, blue is doing a horrible job in protecting the siege unit. I know they're cheaper, but they're still not trash units you can just throw away like that. And odds are that will probably go down. Oh. Yeah, you definitely want to deal with those bombard cannons. So I feel like the Slavs should be going for like hussars to deal with the bombard cannons. Yeah, blue is not doing a great job microing the units, also doing more harm to friendly units than hurting the enemy. Oh, that should be enough to... I mean, this castle probably will go down. Yeah, honestly, I feel like blue's composition... Yeah, if blue gets some... I mean, what would I go for? I would probably go for... So, halberdiers... Like, halberdiers for, enemy hussars. Hussar for enemy bombard cannon. And then some skirmishers against enemy janissaries. Because the onager... It sounds nice on paper, but... it's just very expensive to make use of. I don't think he's getting away yet. So that castle is going down. They're trying to plug up the hole, which is really funny. I mean, I can't believe blue is still building villagers. Yeah, blue have way too many villagers. That's what's slowing them down. Yeah, blue is not doing a great job managing units. Going for more stables. Interesting. Why would you not destroy these stables? I mean, going for the town center. Does yellow even have another town center? Oh, they do. Okay. I was like, if they don't... Yeah, blue is not prioritizing the right things, in my opinion. But I mean, still, when you look at it, blue's composition should still be more cost effective. Because of the fact that blue is usually using mostly trash units. Like bombard cannons and hand cannoneers and janissaries can be pretty expensive. I love how those skirmishers aren't seeing another chance. Like, why aren't you destroying these? I don't get blue's logic. Like, if you destroy these stables, these barracks, your opponent will have a harder time in reinforcing. Oh, these hussars are gonna die a horrible death. Is yellow out of gold? I wouldn't be surprised. Like, yellow has a very gold heavy composition that they're trying to go for. And that's why for yellow it's even more important to protect all those units. Like, they could potentially win you the game, but they do require a lot of work. Yeah, blue has a weird priority. They're like, my opponent mustn't have markets, but they're allowed to have stables that's close to my trebuchets, which will get my trebuchets killed faster. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, at this point, I think blue is just letting the trebuchet decide for itself. Or maybe not, I don't know. Oh, blue is building a castle here. If they're allowed to finish, that would be really bad for... I mean, the funny thing is blue does need to lose some villagers, so... it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, that's why I don't get it, right? You allow your opponent to reinforce that quickly to attack your trebuchets. That's just not very smart. So the villagers all died. They just sent more, honestly. And this is why blue doesn't deserve trebuchets. Oh, now they're going for battle cap rams. Oh my. Like, blue's problem is blue is not protecting those siege units very well. And they are, even though those units are cheaper, because they lose so many, it's like, I don't think that this cat is going to make a difference here. And cannoneers, okay, that was cancelled. I don't think that was destroyed. It had a bit too much health for them to go down already. Blue, take these down, please. Thank you. Like, if blue can just weaken yellow's production, because yellow is being pushed to the edge. What the hell are they still getting? They're getting nothing but hussars. I mean, they're getting some hand cannoneers, but it's getting really expensive. Like I said, like, this is a very expensive composition. It can work, but it can also backfire horribly. I'm surprised blue isn't just sending more villagers to their deaths. Will this cap ram survive? No, it won't. It will take that out, so that is something. But yeah, these halberdiers, I mean, just by the fact, like, through numbers, right? They're overwhelming yellow. I mean, yellow had a chance. Yellow just lost a ton of units to the onagers. If yellow kept a lot of those janissaries and bomber cannons alive, I think the game would have ended very differently. Yellow made the mistake of not keeping the expensive units alive, and blue just kept funneling cheap units over and over. I mean, at this point, what could have yellow done? So for the Turks, I mean, hand cannoneers, they're not going to work. Yeah, they only have crossbows. Actually, really considering the composition of blue, going for something like two-hand swordsman would probably work. I know it's still kind of gold heavy, but it's not as heavy as hand cannoneers. So if all of that resource was given to these guys should cleave through. They'll be able to deal with the halberdiers fairly well. Destroy the cap rams. And meanwhile, for the extra food, the food can be used still for hussars, just for some quick raiding. I mean, I think even blue, they're actually blue. Wow, blue has so much resource. Do they just have a lot of relics? That's the only explanation. Nope. I mean, to be fair, blue were mostly halberdiers, so it's not like they're using a ton of gold. So yeah, in terms of resource, when you look at this, it's like, yeah, it's not good for. Yeah, yellow had a chance to win. Yellow just lost way too many units and was never able to recover from it because it's a very expensive approach. And meanwhile, blue just has a lot more resource stockpiled, and overall, yeah, it wasn't looking great for yellow, because yellow was going for a gold heavy composition while lacking the gold to sustain it. Because I think if they could sustain it and kept going, they would have made it work. But I mean, kudos to blue. Blue made a lot of mistakes, like a lot of cringy mistakes, but in the end, blue did what was necessary to pull out a victory just by, you know, swarming the enemy with lots of halberdier because they're cheaper. I mean, does the Turks have halberdiers? No, they don't. Yeah, in terms of tools, I feel like the Turks are just not doing too well. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.